Hey Teaquilters, today is Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. It is 7 o'clock p.m. So if you're watching this video at any other time, just know that you are watching an uploaded version of the live chat. Just want to pull up the chat box on my phone. It's been a long week, guys. I'm tired. Oh, goodness. So I have 6 people in the chat. Got LC here first. Thank you so much for waiting. So, got so many things I'm working on. Just trying to wait for a few people to come into the chat room since I started exactly at 7 p.m. today. I'm actually taking some stuff out of my photo albums. I use those to store my vinyl pieces that I have cut. And so I'm just pulling something out so that I can weed it. Because I have not a whole lot to say or do here today. So hopefully you all are going to be in the comment section keeping me awake. Because it's been a long week. I came on live, was it Saturday night? I can't remember what night I was live. Isn't that crazy? Maybe it was Sunday night, because I remember it was a night where people had to go to work the next day. So I was just so bored, not from lack of anything to do, but bored because I had so much to do and been spending so much time by myself because my husband can't help me with all these tasks that I'm doing. I'm actually doing a whole lot for the quilt show. And now that I think about it, I actually forgot. Somebody sent me a block and it's at my desktop computer, so I'll go get it too. So you all talk to Eric for a minute. Sorry guys, I actually did make 2 little quick items, but I didn't bring them in here either. They were something from my scrap quilting club. We made a little round like mug rug that we had to have rick-rack on the edge. So this is a block from Teajuana Montreal out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I can't even remember right now what number this is. So she has it in a plastic baggie. She says, happy belated blessed birthday, T. Teajuana. And she says, P.S. Enjoy. Can't wait to see the finished quilt. Me either. So she's got 2 blocks in here. And again, if somebody sends more than 1 block, I'll put 1 on the front. Whoops. Make that 3 blocks. And I will put one on the front, and then the other ones will go to the back. And I'm trying to make sure now that I didn't drop anything else. So this is Teajuana's block. Very pretty. I love how she split the square up here, giving it another look. She also is a girl after my own heart. When you don't have enough of a piece of fabric, you just make your own seams. And very nice, neat seams. She pressed seams open on the back. Very pretty block. So that's block number 1 from her. I'm going to guess and say that that's a 12-inch block maybe. And because I don't have a ruler laying in front of me. And this one is a little bit smaller, maybe 11, 10-inch block. Very pretty and dramatic, red and black with the white polka dots are really cute. Very nice. And she's got her information written. Is actually, this is the right way up. I probably held the other one upside down as well. You know, you all know how I do it. And this one is really cute. Real tiny one, about 3 inches, 4 inches or so. And it's really pretty as well. So thank you so much for the blocks. I really, really appreciate it. And I still have been getting comments asking about, is it too late to send a block? Right now it's not too late. If you still want to send in a churn dash block, you can send in a churn dash block of any size. It doesn't have to be anything in particular other than that. It just needs to be a churn dash block. I haven't been answering any comments in the past week because I've been busy, and I can only answer them from my desktop. When I'm on my desktop, I'm doing other business work, and so I haven't had a chance to just read comments. But I do see your comments. I just cannot comment on my phone or my iPad, which is what I have around me when I'm actually doing all the other stuff. I'm actually working for our quilt show that's this weekend. So for me personally, I am also a vendor at the quilt show. So I have been preparing all of my items for sale, and I was even on here Sunday night showing you that I was making a lot of the cell phone or the device stands, and this is one of the medium size. I have 3 different sizes, and I just have 4. I think when I was making those, I had 13 of them that I made. I stuffed while I was on live on Sunday night, and I got 4 more to sew. And the only reason these 4 are not sewn is because they're duplicates. And so if somebody buy it, I can do that while I'm at the show. I don't have to do that right now. And they may get done before I go to the show, but just in case I run out of minutes, I just stopped working on those because they were duplicates and somebody can buy the other one. And then when they buy that, then I'll finish the other one. I'm working on prices, getting everything priced, making pricing labels. I also, what else? I was waiting for stuff to come in because I had ordered some fabric that should have came in a week and a half ago. Finally got here today after I had talked with the company for a long time. So working with that kind of stuff. What else? On the quilt show, I am also a member of the actual quilt guild, and I am working for the guild. I've been doing 2 things. I did 2 things for the guild this year. I ran the Flea for All, which is like our garage sale for quilting merchandise. And then I'm also the quilt vendor chairperson. So I am the one that got all of the vendors that are coming into the show. So I have made labels with their vendor name on them, and then how many tables each people have. And so I'll have to be at the show when we set up, and then I need to know where these particular tables are going to go so I can assign people to these various spots. So that's also something that I'm working on and talking with the vendors. Some of them are asking questions this week, so I'm answering those questions through emails and things like that. On a phone call here and there whenever it's necessary. So it's just been a long week. And then I had the nerve on Saturday afternoon. I had a meeting Saturday, a quilt guild meeting. And then after that meeting, my sinuses were starting to act up again. So Had some issues with that as well, but I just made myself rest Saturday evening until like Sunday afternoon, and then I started back work. But I have been busy, busy, busy. So let me go through the chat box because I don't have a whole lot to add to chat today. I can't even really think. But LC was here, posted first, says, hello T and everyone from Southern California. Darlene Farmer is here. She says, greetings from Northern Virginia. It's 8:02 p.m. And Eric is here on time. Judy says, hello T. Hello Teaquilters. And Maria Mayer is here. She says, hi T and everyone from rainy Houston. Vivian Calvi is here. She says, hi T from Alberton, Georgia. Remo is here. Says, hello T and everyone from Bowie, Maryland. Kathy's Cute Creation says, good evening. Hi Kathy, welcome to the chat. Sorry, this one is not going to be more of an educational one. I am like running on very low energy today. Claudette Bettis is here. She says, hi T and everyone. And Pamela Tabor says, from Tennessee, hi y'all. And Peggy O'Connor is here. She's also a member of the Quilt Guild that's having the quilt show this weekend. She says, hi T and quilt friends. Quilt Gal says, hi T from Maryland. Deborah Richards is here. She says, hey y'all. Pamela Tabor is here. I think I said her name. I can't remember. June Billing says, hi T and everyone. Bonita Nance is here. She says, hi everyone. Bonita and also Shakita, I received your forms for retreat. You all had sent your money, your payment through CashApp, and so I have received your forms. And if anybody else sent a payment in and did not send a registration form, please email me so that I can send you a registration form to send to me. You can either complete it and take a photo of it that I can read really good and then just send me the photo back. But I do need to have your sign up so I can add you into the group for sending you emails about the retreat. I hope Eric's figured out his video problems. I see video on my cell phone. Melinda C is here. She says, hello T and everyone. Hi Melinda. Shrivia Henderson is here. She says, hello everyone and T. Eric's always getting in trouble in the comment section. And Peggy says that the blocks are cute. We've got Sandra Ingstram here. She says, hello everyone. Greetings from Nashville. Tiffany is here from Tiffany's Quilting Life. She says, hi T, hi everyone. Hi Tiffany. Francesca Alfino is here. She's in my Scrap Quilting Club here in St. Louis area. She says, hello T and everyone. Peggy says, can't wait to see all of our quilts hanging together. I'm happy to say I finished binding by hand and tacked down the hanging sleeve. Our show is going to be great. Yes, I do hope so. We got a lot of work we are about to embark upon. And we also have a meeting tomorrow night. So our Quilt Guild regular meeting is the third Thursdays of the month. And then we go early Friday morning and start putting the show together. And then Saturday and Sunday is our show. And then also Sunday afternoon, we got to have it all taken down. So it's going to be a long weekend. And then on top of that, I've got to deal with all of my vending stuff as well. So Linda DeVito is here. She says, hi T and everyone. Welcome from Rockaway, New Jersey. Cordelia Mawson is here. She says, hello all from down here in sunny, hot Florida. Linda Price says, hello everyone. Remo is reminding everybody to please hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much, Remo. Bonita says, is this your first quilt show with these quilters, or is it an annual event? It's not the first quilt show. It's actually a biannual show. We have it every other year. And I have been in this guild since 2001. And it has a show every odd year in September. It's normally the 4th Saturday in September. Some kind of way it got put on the 3rd Saturday in September this year. Eric says, anyone here from Diane 57? I heard from her today, and Tom is in the hospital. He was having some issues with his heart because of some complications from they diagnosed him with double pneumonia. So he's okay, and he's still in the hospital and is going to be there for a while. But, and his heart is fine now that they're treating him for the pneumonia. So he had a cold apparently, and it developed into pneumonia, which is, those summer colds are really harsh. So I talked to her today. She sounds good. She's just tired, of course, because she's having to drive back and forth to Galveston, where he is in the hospital. So Maria Gomez is here. She says, howdy from Mertzen, Texas. Cordelia says, take a nap. It can help. You know what I'm finding? If I take a nap in the middle of the day, and I didn't do it today because I've been giving in the other couple of days, is then I'm up, laying in bed, just looking at my ceiling. I got little sparkles in my ceiling, and I'm just looking at the sparks in the dark. And it's like, you know, you can't win for losing. And some things I have to get up early in the morning for now, because like today I had to do bank runs to get change. I've been going to like the dollar store, getting the little things that I need for my booth, things that I can like set products up on. I even purchased a container from the Facebook Marketplace for $5 that I could use it was a storage drawer unit that I can use for my cash register. So it's like little stuff like that when you start packing up. I've been packing up and getting things ready, and I've got so many bags. I keep forgetting to tell you all that I made for the Quilt Guild some shirts that says, welcome to the quilt show, and it's our Flower Valley Quilting Guild logo. And so I made those, and I made, I don't know, about 25 of those shirts. I'm just guessing at the number. So I also had been working on those as well. Mercedes Punte, she says, hello, Miss T and Quilters from Texas. Sorry if I butchered your name. I'm real good at that. I apologize in advance. Loretta says, hi all from Ohio. And Carolyn Bowser is here. She says, hi, T and everyone. Didn't receive any notification. Just is, I know you usually come on. And I did go on about 6:35 or something, and I made the notification that I was going live, and I also posted a notification in the Facebook group. So I did do that a little bit earlier this time. We've got Penny Powell. She says hello from Portland, Maine. And then if you're not getting any video, please just hit the refresh on your screen, because it has been showing the whole time that I've been live on my phone. So just hit the refresh button, please. Cherise Fofi says, hello, everyone. Hi, Cherise. Carolyn says she's going to Charleston next week. Looking forward to learning some new skills. What, you going to a class or something? I've been trying to figure out if I wanted to go to the Gamble Quilt with Confidence in Springfield, Illinois. Judy says, I see T has hit 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, I saw that too, but it didn't tell me like the actual number when I didn't go to the desktop. So on my phone and my iPad, I couldn't see what the actual number is. It just had 10K. So we made it some point between now and last week. We got to 10,000. So thank you all so much for subscribing and helping me to reach that. gold of mine. And as I said, I probably will make a video that will probably go up the early part of October for my drawing celebrating that 10,000. And it's only because I'm so busy with the quilt show, and then I got some appointments next week, as well as I need to fine tune some things about the retreat that I'm scheduling. So hopefully I can do that next week if something doesn't come up. So that's why it's not going to be this month. Deborah Richards says, T and everyone, I'm sorry, but I just can't stay. My head feels like it is in a vice. I have such a headache. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Bye, Deborah. Take care of yourself, because that's what I'm trying to do so that I don't get sick before this show. Look like Carolyn said it's an AQS quilt show. Taking class on long arm methods. Okay, that's pretty cool. I went to one of the shows, I think it was IQF, and took one long arm class last year, not this year. It was interesting. I just don't think we had enough time to do hands-on, and to me it was a lot more of them selling their product than it was actually giving us any tips. So I hope your class is better than mine. And Remo says keeping Diane and Tom in prayers. She says, I have a quilt show, question mark. This is Tiffany. She says, I have a quilt show. So, you know, if when entering quilts, does it matter if machine bind or do I really have to bind by hand? If I was putting it into a judge show and I wanted to win, I would do the binding by hand. If it's a local show like what we have here, you can get away with binding your quilts by machine. Now, for me, as an instructor, presenter in this area, if I'm putting anything into a show, I make sure that it's all hand done. Unless the theme of that quilt is all machine work, then I would do it. But generally, I hand do my bindings when I know that they're going to be seen by other quilters if that's not the theme. Cherise is telling Carolyn to share what she learns. A lot of people are telling Deborah to, hoping that Deborah feels better, praying for her. Eric says at this point he's not even getting audio. That is too funny. And everything is working fine. Oh, that's pretty cool. Carolyn says that they're going to Charleston and they'll be wearing their t-shirts. That's nice. They're actual TEA shirts, the T Gear #1 shirt. That's pretty cool. Bonita says, tell us a story about how you found your quilt guild and what made you decide to become a member. It's actually a 2-part process, but I'm going to make it as short as I can. I actually went to this guild on a fluke. I had accidentally found this guild. I had a friend, her name Sarah, who's in the videos when we go on the small group retreats in May. Sarah and I went to the meeting, and at that meeting they were working on a quilt show raffle quilt, although we didn't know that. And so when we came in, they gave us 2 pieces of muslin. They had a pattern drawn onto the muslin, and we were hand stitching the design. And then we were supposed to bring that design back to the next monthly meeting. Well, we didn't know the guild. We didn't understand what was going on with the guild. And so we thought maybe this isn't the guild for us because they're doing all handwork and we don't do handwork. So we didn't go back. We didn't go back for many, many years. And then when I really got, and I think at that time we were new into quilting, maybe less than a year we had been quilting. And so we were also self-taught quilters. We taught ourselves quilting. And we went back to the Gill years later. Like, it had to be, I started quilting in 94, so 95, so it had to be 6 years later. And I went back and decided that I was just going to join the Gill because I wanted to be around other quilters, and also I wanted a place where I knew they had quilt shows, I wanted to be able to show my quilts. And so I went back and joined the Gill. That was in 2001. And that was like April of 2001. And then they had a quilt show that September, and I was able to put in some items into the show that year. That was unbeknownst to me. That was more of a fluke. And so that was how I joined the Gill. Why did I decide to join? Because it was the closest one to my house, and I had decided that I was going to make it work no matter what went on. It just so happens that I fit into that quilt Gill easily, and so it wasn't a big issue of me, you know, having to force my way into something. Or I know a lot of people find when they go to some quilt Gills that the people are not compatible to them, and you just have to find that group within the larger group. You find a smaller group of people that you are compatible with, and then that's how you kind of cope in a large Gill. But yeah, not a biggie. I knew of them. I just didn't, I thought they only did handwork, and that wasn't true. We just happened to come to a meeting that they were doing handwork. So Joyce Rockamore says, howdy, I have missed a couple live chats. Glad to be able to join you all tonight. Welcome back, Joyce. So it is actually 10,000 on the nose. Okay, so that's why it's only saying 10K when I go on my devices. And Loretta is saying congratulations. Linda saying congratulations. And Trey is here. She says, hi T and T Quilters, miss you guys. I've been going through something the last month with a critically ill husband, but he's in recovery and I'm grateful. Watch your videos in ICU for weeks. Welcome back, Trey. And I had been communicating a little bit with her, praying for her and her family. And I'm so glad that things are looking up for you. It's been a good little process for her and her husband, her family in general. So Maria says, was looking at Houston Quilt Festival's website for vendors and noticed that the list is shorter this year. I haven't even looked at the list. I'm hoping the only thing that I would do is, because I'm trying not to spend a whole lot of money in quilting, I'm not aware of new products that may come out. And so the only thing that I'm doing at this point is I'll buy something that may be a new gadget. But other than that, I'm not looking for anything. So they'll have to have a really good sale in order for me to buy something. So if they got a sale and it's a great bargain, I'll buy it. If not, I'm going to keep walking past. That's what I'm saying here, sitting in my seat at home. Oh, gosh. But Vivian says, everybody do thumbs up. Thank you, Vicky. Rhonda Barlow says, hi, T and everyone. Come on, people. Let's hit the thumbs up button. That helps T gets more subscribers. Thank you all so much. Maria says, both sides of the binding. No, I sew my binding to the front side of my quilt after it's been quilted, and then I hand sew the edge that you fold over to the back by hand. I hand sew that. June Hanson says, I just did. Hi, Miss T and all. Prayers to Deborah. I can hear and see fine. So welcome, June. Teresa McBrayer is here. She says, hi, ladies. That's you too, Eric. Francesca says, I signed up for Quilted Fox Dancing with Thread class. Fun to do new class. I saw that they just sent out their brochure for classes, and I saw that that was on there. That should be fun. Francesca, you might want to go to the Illinois thing too. To the Gamble Quilt with Confidence, because you don't have to have a Gamble to go. But Cherie says, I believe in miracles, Trey. God is always good. Amen. And Eric is having problems with his Google and YouTube. Eric says that he had to force himself into a guild. In our guild, we love to have men in our guild. We had at one point like 3 or 4 men at one time, and we only have one now. One of them moved to Arizona, and the other two, I don't know whatever happened to them. They just disappeared. But our guild loved to have guys in the guild. Tracy, I saw the miracles performed in front of my eyes. He coded, no pulse, no heartbeat, he was given CPR 10 times and no brain damage. Oh my gosh, that is a miracle. Lots of miracles. You're right. He's lucky hugs and prayers, Trey. We got Audrey Daigle here. She says, hi, T and everyone. Eric says, you said that last year when we went to Houston. You ended up buying stuff you said you wasn't going to buy. Ugh. But most of the stuff I bought, I didn't like go crazy, but the stuff that I bought was like books. And I bought a lot of those were gifts. And I bought those 2 jelly rolls you went and bought and made me buy because they were so cute. I bought that ruler system I never did a video on. I haven't even used that rotary cutter. I have to get that thing out. Yeah, I bought a few things, but I didn't go crazy. Pamela says, I attended a guild meeting near my home. Members were not friendly at all, so I didn't go back. And I talked about this. There's a video I have about joining a guild. And one of it is that when you go to meetings for a guild, those are normally about 2-hour meetings. 1 hour of that meeting is all business. And then the other hour could be filled with a speaker or some event that they have planned. It's very difficult to learn or meet people at a guild meeting. And the reason is because like when I go to guild meeting, I have things on my list that I know I need to get done during that meeting. I may have 5 people I need to talk to. I may need to put my block over in the optional block. I may have library books that I need to return. I want to make sure I get in the raffle drawing. I want to make sure I fill out the information for my show and tell. So I got things on my agenda. And unbeknownst to you, I've got an agenda. You are a new member and you come in and you don't have that same list of things to do. And it could appear that the members are not friendly. And it's because people are kind of operating in their own world. I can tell you from being a presenter and also being an African American or a black presenter. I have been into rural areas and I have walked into rooms and people have not said one word to me. I go in, I set my stuff up, and then if I have time, I walk around the room and I see if there's anything different going on that we could perhaps do at my guild. And I may ask people a question. I get very straightforward answers. I don't get any ad-libbing on those answers. But I will tell you that after I've given my lecture, I can't get rid of these people. They're on me like I got honey on me. And all the little bees are trying to get some honey. So it's just people have their own agendas, and some people are just not one of those or people that just walk up to everybody and say hello. I'm really not a person that walks up to everybody and say hello. There are times when I'm in the mood and I'll tell everybody like hello, good morning as I'm walking down the aisles. But a lot of people are not gonna come up and just say hi. So to me, a guild meeting is like the worst place to try to find somebody compatible with you in quilt making. How you do that is you go to some of the breakout things that they have. You join the guild. Most of them will have some kind of workshops that you can get at a discount for being a guild member. We have breakouts where we meet at the public library on Thursdays that we don't meet. And then people can just go there and chat. You bring handwork or whatever, and you just sit and chat. You get to learn people. We have a thing we call First Thursday, where if anybody wants to sign up, up to about 20 to 30 guild members will go to somebody's house, and that person maybe open up their house. The people might bring a little side dish of something that they can nibble on, and that's how you get to know people in the guild. You don't really get to know them at the actual guild meetings because it's a whole lot going on. So all that to say, please go back and try to learn more about the guild and be a member, get on the newsletter list and see what else that guild has, or ask them when you go to sign up, ask them if they have a newsletter that they can show you. If not, then go ahead and sign up so you can get on their newsletter list, and you'll find out some other things that guild is into. But I can't believe that everybody in a guild would be rude. There's got to be somebody in that guild that you would do very well with. And that was Pamela. And I do know it can happen, but meetings are hard. Joyce says thumbs up. Bonita says, I'm doing well in Fabric Anonymous. I haven't bought any fabric in 2 weeks, laughing out loud. Eric talking about how are you restraining yourself? She's not. Jill says, my tablet keeps wanting to change letters. Yeah, I have that issue sometimes. And Eric even said, that's not the first time somebody called me a lady. Bonita talking about house and internet arrest. Yeah, because house arrest don't do it if you got the internet too. So Diane 57 says, I made it just barely. Welcome. We were just talking about you and sending prayers to you and hubby, making sure everything is fine for you all. And I did give him an update, so we just miss you when you're not here. Uh-oh. I got off the wrong thing. And then she's also saying hi to me. So hi, Diane. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. If I missed something, you all let me know. Cherise says, I need Fabric Anonymous too. Hello, my name is Cherise and I'm a quilter. And it's been 2 days since my last fabric purchase. He says, Eric saying you bought the jelly roll when you saw mine. Yes, I did. Haven't done anything with them, and it's so funny, Eric, they're not even put up. They're sitting right next to my desktop. Because it's been almost a year, and I thought I was going to do something with them right away. So they've been sitting there for a whole year. Pamela says, after the meeting, I kept asking for the membership person and I kept getting the runaround. Wow. Wow. Normally, membership is right when you come in at most guilds because they want to do attendance to check and see who comes to meetings. We keep attendance, so we always know how many members we have at any guild meeting. And so that's kind of weird. And then we can also recognize any new members that may attend. So we always have that right at the front entrance for our guilds. So that's just very weird. Peggy says, I think I joined our guild in 2001 as well after wanting to join for 10 years. Wow. She says, I'm happy. I finally got my nerve up to go to a meeting alone. I am a bit shy, believe it or not. And Pamela says, Eric probably understands how I was treated. Yeah, if it's to that point where they were giving you to run around, that's just real weird. And Cherie says, I can relate to grumpy quilters. Some people are just connected to their group and not ready to invite others in. Just keep trying if you really want to belong. I don't think you should have to go that far out of your way. I think I would go one other time, Pamela, just to see if the environment has changed or if it was just something going on. Because, like I said, you know, people have agendas and things could be going on. They could, like us, if you come to our September meeting, you probably aren't going to get a whole lot of people talking to you because everybody is getting ready for the show. That's not, the only thing that's on their mind is the quilt show. So, you know, I'll give them one more chance, but after that, I definitely wouldn't go back if it's still the same thing going on. But, yeah, just weird. And Eric says that they all looked at him like cougars looking at fresh meat. And I said, girl, you're barking up the wrong tree. Oh, Peggy says, quilters in general are super nice people. I'm sure they are. And that Gail, try again. Yeah, just go one more time, Pamela, and see. And if not, come back and tell us all about it. But yeah, I just can't imagine that. If they got a group that's listed publicly, like there are some guilds in the St. Louis area that are private guilds, and it's listed as a private guild. That means that you have to be an invited in member, and then those guilds mostly meet in each other's homes. It may only be a maximum of 20 people, and so they only take somebody when that position is empty. But if it's a public guild that didn't say it was private, I don't know what the issue is. That just seems so weird to me. So yeah, but I would give it one more time, and if they do the same thing again, then that may be where you have to drive a little further to go to another guild. But I try to do as many things as I can close to my home so that I have a 95% chance of going, because if you put something, my guild meeting is about 10 to 15 minutes away from my home. If I was having to drive 40 minutes to go to guild at night, because we have evening meetings, starts at 7, I don't know if I would go all the time. So I try to go to what's closest to my house, or if you're working, go to something that's closer to your job. Maybe you can go eat dinner before you go to guild meeting and then just stay on that side of town. So that's also an option. But yeah. Eric says, I still go back to that guild. I just don't let it bother me. Right, and that's the other thing too. You've got to go in there with thick skin, because if you want to get into a guild, you don't let anybody keep you out of the guild. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to have the quilting friends, but there are so many other benefits of being in the guild. Locally here, if you're not a member of AQS, you can be a member of a guild. Some of our quilt shops will give you a 10% discount for being a member of a quilt guild. You get a discount for being a member if you go to the workshops that the guild presents. As they'll open it up to non-guild members if they can't fill the class, and then they always pay more. It could be $5 to $10 more. So it just depends. You also can, if they have a quilt show, you have the right to have your work shown in the quilt show. It's not a juried in show, it's a membership show. So that's another reason to go in. So there's various reasons too that are positive to join a guild. And also, if you join a new guild, maybe not the first year you go, but maybe the second year, join one of the committees. Then that way, if you join a committee, even if it's the membership committee, people got to come talk to you. So then that's another way that you can learn who people are, because they got to come talk to you. Shakita is here. She says, hi, T and everyone. Hi, Shakita. Eric says, sitting next to the desktop, is the rotary cutter there too? Yes, it's right behind me on the long arm. Still haven't cut it. Haven't even opened it. Maria says, I just bought 4 bolts of fabric and I did not even go to Walmart for fabric. I need Fabric Anonymous too. And Trey says to Pamela and Eric, look for gills where the love for quilting spills over into love for humans, period. That should be the tie that binds. And then Sharice also says, make your own gill. And that's something too. I made a comment about, I was trying to test the waters. I said, you know what, I'm thinking about trying to start an African American gill in the St. Louis area. And one of the members, one of the ladies who is white, she says, why would you need a white gill when we accept all members? I said, I understand that you accept all members, but like certain gills, they accept certain work. And I feel if I started producing all African themed quilts, that they're not going to be well received in the guild that I'm in. We have about maybe 3 or 4 black members, maybe 5, but you know, they don't all show up every month. And I feel like if all I produced was African style quilts, that they may not be accepted by this. I don't feel that they would be accepted by this group as well as the traditional quilting work, because that's not what our guild show and produce and promote. So I wanted something that was promoting more African themed, African style quilts. But we'll see. I just threw it out there to see what somebody would say. And I got exactly what I thought I would get. And Pamela says she will try again. And Shrivia says there's not that many gills in Toledo. And then Bonita says, don't worry, Pamela, we like you. We absolutely do. We absolutely do. And he says, it's weird. This guild had a problem with having male quilters, but they go and invite Rob Appel for a program, go figure. And I find it the exact opposite. I find that most male quilters in our area especially, or most guilds I know of, they love to have men in their quilt guild because they can help with and do some of the heavy lifting, the things that we have strength problems with doing. Some of the men can come in and help with that. So I find that very strange that they didn't accept you into that guild. And Eric is asking if Claudette is still here. Winfred says, good night, tea and quilt family. It's good to be here tonight. Hi, welcome to the chat. Vivian says, there is no gills in my area. They mean gill. I think Winfred's just coming on into the group. So, like I said, I don't have a whole lot. I've been sitting around trying to figure out, I don't know if I want to take my cutter to the show. I think what I'm going to do is just take certain things, cut them out, and then I'm going to take t-shirts and let people pick what color shirt they want to put it on. But that's why I brought this stuff in here today. And I'll just show you a page, like, oops. Like here, I love to quilt. And then you can put that on any color shirt you want. And then I got some other color hearts. If you didn't like this heart, I've got this heart and another one on this back page. So I think I'm going to start printing more stuff like this that can go on t-shirts. Some of this stuff you can't read on the screen. I need to have page separators, but I can see it. I was trying to see. It's like some of them I was checking the inventory. When somebody orders a shirt, I just come to the book and print it out. So Like I only got one Love of Illinois Quilter thing. So that's what I was kind of doing, is saying I think I'm just going to go ahead and print 4, 5, 6, 7. So I won't make any more. I got 7 Missouri quilters, and then I already got pre-made shirts as well. Anything else? Sort of, kind of. I am spooling a little bit, guys. We're getting close to that hour mark. But it is coming back. I'm just making sure. So yeah, I've been super busy, and now I'm just doing housekeeping stuff, and I got to figure out how to change. That was the other thing I was working on. And Claudette's still here. He says, "Are you part?" She says yes. And he wants to know if they're doing a show this year. And she says yes, it's November 2nd in Carson. Pamela says, that's where I differ. Although I do make bed quilts, I'm more into wearable art, wall hangings, and African American art with fabric. And that's the whole thing, is a lot of people, they don't understand the African quilts. They just look at them as it's got a lot of different fabrics and a lot of different prints of African American style quilting. Prints of African American style quilting. And that's where it just, in a group that's geared toward that, you don't have to be black to be in that group. There are a lot of white quilters who made themselves names by going to different parts of Africa and making quilts, and they weren't even black. But so it's not that. The theme of it is that style of quilting, and that's what I wanted to do. So Melinda says, hey T and others, I belong to the African American Quilt Circle, Durham, North Carolina. We recently opened a group. To any group, Melanie, because like that was some National Association of African American Quilters, and I had sent them a message trying to figure out how could I join, and I never did get any response back from that. So I don't know if Melanie has commented. It takes a minute to get seen by you all. Cherie says, many of the guilds I know are predominantly Caucasian in my area. They are usually traditional quilters and usually not aware of the art of African American quilters. Winfred says that there is no guild in my country. Is there an online that I can join? And I'm thinking that's why I was waiting on Melanie to see if that's what she was responding to. Peggy says, I'm surprised St. Louis area doesn't have an African American quilt guild. I think it is a good idea to join like people and enjoy the guild where the theme of it was African American style quilting. It didn't have to be just black members. And where that work would be acceptable. It wouldn't be looked at like, what is that you holding up, you know? Darlene says, I joined the Cabin Branch Quilters on my very first one in January. Congratulations. I hope it's working out for you and you're figuring out how to operate within that group. Like me. And so then you get, no matter who comes into our guild, I do lectures myself. Or if it's not anything new, it's something that they reminded you to go back and do that you should have not stopped doing in the first place. So I look at the speakers as a bonus. Deborah Lovelace says, hi T, glad to catch you. I'll watch the whole thing tomorrow at work. Hi Deborah, what? And then LC says, you should be encouraging T to come to LA show in November instead of Houston. I had some other St. Louis friends, and I was trying to get them to come with me to LA, but they're white quilters, and so they're not interested. And so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Houston with them. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just come to LA for a visit. And I still have to find somebody to go with me so we can share these expenses. And I'll just fly. Hopefully I'll be able to fly into LA and come around a time where they have a guild meeting, maybe, and just visit the guild, maybe. So I'll be talking with Claudette more styles. And that's all I'm looking for, is somebody that's open to all different styles. So, and I feel like most regular guilds are not, they don't really praise, and like if you put those quilts in a show, they're not going to win. But if you have just a show where it's that theme is just African quilts, at least you've got a fighting chance of winning. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to read. I keep getting off track with the reading. I'm not like an expert on that. I have made some African quilts. The funny thing is, all of the African quilts that I have made, I have given them to family members. Most of them are out of town. I just know that I don't see in this area, in St. Louis area as a whole, I don't see a whole lot of African style quilts, but there are, or people who quilt African American quilts, but they're not members of any quilt guilds. I do know that, and they're very hard for me to get a hold of because they're not in the actual quilt guilds. And I just feel it's because of the traditional quilt guild. Bonita says, Melanie, I spoke with Selena, a member of your circle, who now lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to check out the AA Friendship Baptist Church. Friendship Baptist Church. I think it's just a typo. And Tiffany's having a problem with her internet, but that could have been during the time that we were stuck. And Eric says, I've done everything short of flying to St. Louis, picking her up and putting her on a plane to come here. I am going to come there. So I'm hoping that I can cut it pass or something. And then my problem is I need for you all to give me a place to stay. Like, give me hotel, California. I have never stepped foot in the state of California. So you all, I want to come during the time of Claudette's guild meeting. So I want to come to one of their guild meetings as a guest. And then I want to just hang out. See some stuff. And can we have a guild with you online? And we had talked about that once before. I gave that job to Eric to figure out, I think. Because I was trying to figure out, like, you know, like some things that we could do. And I think part of that would be like maybe having podcasts but I don't idea how we would do an internet quilting group other than what I'm already doing with Teaquilts, because I'm trying to do the retreat so that at least some of us can meet up and meet each other. Yeah, I don't go a whole lot of places outside of St. Louis where I can do like a meetup. So if some quilt guild would hire me to go out of town, then I could do like a meetup in another state. But most of the quilters in Missouri and Illinois, they know me already because I'm always at their guild. So there's like not really a need for me to do a meetup in this area. So yeah, we talked about that. Elsie, now it's going to be 2 years for the next one, unless we can get her to row to California. And row to California is a good option too. I've been wanting to, I think that one is interesting, isn't it? I've done everything short of that. Okay, I read that one. And So Not Normal say, T, did you just hit 10,000 subscribers? Yes, I did. Sometime within the last few days. Or the last week for sure, because it wasn't there last week. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Maria says, in Texas, there is a guild, Quilting Sisters of Color, in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And then Eric says, African print fabrics are very intriguing to me. And while he's saying that, he's from Hawaii, and I find Hawaiian fabrics very intriguing. So it's like we just need to open our minds to stuff that's just different than just regular traditional piecing all the time. Pamela says, next year I'm moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. Anyone here belong to a guild in Charlotte? It's a lot of people in North Carolina in this group, in Teaquilts. Tiffany says, speaking of style of quilts, I want to make a Hawaiian style quilt. Has anyone made one? I have not made one. I have been collecting a lot of Hawaiian fabrics. I have a friend that's been a couple of times, and I have her bring me some when she goes. I wish I had known that before I relocated back to East Texas. Oh boy, we're receiving that online discussion. Yes, Eric. Melanie says, sorry, kept rebooting. Missed most of your question. We have a quilt show every 18 months. A beautiful show in Durham with mostly African style quilts. The show lasts 1 month. My guild meetings are the third Sunday of the month. Okay. And I wonder if that's in conjunction with the Road to California Quilt Show. Can somebody tell me when that normally is? Let me write down Claudette's statement and just put it on my board. Oh, I'm trying to write with my weeder. That's not going to work. Let me get a pen from back around there. LA. Gotta get a pen that works now. LA. Meet third Sunday. And then Road to California. Okay, just at least write those down. Let's see. Let me go. So I got you, Claudette. Eric is asking Claudette, can he visit the guild meeting? And she says yes. Yogi is here, says, hi, beautiful quilting lady. Hi, welcome. I've been seeing you commenting on some of my videos. You're going back watching old ones, so I appreciate you doing that. Thanks, June. The African fabric is beautiful. I even have a few of it that I'm going to be selling at the show this weekend. Hey, Nzinga, what are you doing here? Nzinga? Hey, she says, hey, T, I'm finally catching you live. Yes, ma'am, I appreciate that. This is, she's one of my line dancing sisters, and she is so talented in so many things that she does. Love her style. I'm trying to make sure I got everybody's comments before we sign off here. Eric says that he tried to make the traditional Hawaiian quilt, but 2 words stopped me. Hand quilting. After that, I said, forget it. You can also cheat and do it with fusible. This is Dana, the one whose quilt. Oh. Then you got the same name as one of my line dance friends. Okay. Oh my goodness. I was like, what is she doing in here? Okay, but that's pretty cool. Dana, I hope you saw the video, and I hope you went back and saw some of those comments that were in the video. They love your quilt and could not believe that it was your first quilt ever. It's beautiful. Road to California is January, usually around Martin Luther King Day or sometime close to then. So, Claudette, do you all meet in January? Road to California is in January. Woo! I don't know if I can come this January. And my pen don't want to write. I hardly ever use the pens in my sewing room. It was the video. Remember I sent you a link to a video and you said you couldn't see it, but then when it went live, you should be able to see it. So Google or search your email for Teaquilts, and then that link should be there. But your quilt's there, and it's even on the cover of the video. I can't remember. I think I put why do I have a subscriber's quilt, something like that, in the title. Okay, so I'm just trying to read some of the stuff. Some of you all are talking to each other, so I'm skipping some of that. Maria just found out how to comment on your YouTube channel. You better do it soon. When I put the video up for the 10,000K, it'll be too late. Okay, so Dana found the video. Your YouTube handle is gonna throw me off forever. That is too funny. Okay, so I've gotten through the chats. I don't have anything else to say. I did come on here even though I didn't have an agenda today, just because I enjoy chatting with you all, and I just didn't want to miss the opportunity. As you all can see, when I came on Sunday night, just to have some company, and I appreciate you all doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Most definitely will see you next week. Probably will not have a topic next week either, because I'll be cleaning up from the show stuff. Plus, I got appointments on Monday and Tuesday. I got a friend from out of town, and we're going to be doing some things. And I got, I think, the vet appointment for my daughter's dog as well. So, probably won't have anything for next Wednesday, but we'll just be here to chat and have fun like we always do. So, I'll see you all next weekend. Stay blessed. And also, if you are in the St. Louis metropolitan area, even in Jacksonville, Illinois, please come to Florissant, Missouri to our quilt show. And I will hopefully see some of you all on Saturday. Good night, everybody. Take care. I'm just letting some of the comments come up. Thank you, Joyce. You're so sweet. Bye-bye.